Hi guys, and welcome to my video. So this is a video that I have been wanting to record for a long time now, and I've tried several attempts to try and record it, but there's always been something that has been getting in the way. Either it's been too noisy, or I just haven't liked the video, or I make so many mistakes that I just can't be bothered to edit it. But I wanted to talk to you guys about my health conditions, basically. Not so much like my health conditions, but more or less what I feel is contributing to me not being able to conceive. Because me and my husband have been trying for a couple of months now and nothing's happened. And I know that it takes a lot of time for somebody to get pregnant. I mean, it took me 5 months to get pregnant when I was trying for my first child. So I know that it does take time. But I feel like there is, I personally feel that there's something wrong that has been contributing to me not being able to get pregnant. So let me go into a bit of detail. So after my daughter was born, I stopped having the lochia bleeding after about 5-6 weeks. After that, obviously, me and my husband, we was literally active, and even though that we wasn't thinking about using any protection or anything like that. And a lot of people say that, you know, you're meant to be more like fertile or whatever after having a baby, but for some reason I wasn't. Anyway, around 8 weeks after my daughter was born, I started getting this really irregular bleeding, and I went to the doctor who told me, oh, it's just your lochia bleeding starting up again. And I thought that was a bit weird because my daughter was almost 2 months old, and I didn't understand why that bleeding was happening again. I had another doctor tell me that it was just old blood that needed to pass through my body. So I then went back to the doctors, and they decided to put me on a contraceptive pill to try and help the bleeding stop and basically regulate my body again. Unfortunately, that did not happen. I was bleeding constantly every single day for a whole 2-3 months being on a tablet, so I decided to come off it. And then obviously I was getting a lot of abdominal cramping and everything like that during the time I was losing all this blood. So when I was 7 months postpartum, so when my daughter was 7 months old, the doctors decided to refer me for a blood test to test my hormones and everything like that. And they all come back that my hormones were normal, which I was like relieved about at the time. And then I actually had like normal periods that come every month, so the bleeding had literally gone from being very regular and every single day to literally being just once a month. And I remember being like overjoyed because I could feel period pain again and everything like that, but I was still like concerned, and I was still like, why am I getting this bleeding? Why have I got this in my body? And none of the doctors or anything like that could literally explain it to me. So I had normal periods for 7 months, and I had chronic migraines during pregnancy and after my pregnancy. So obviously I went to see a head doctor who basically diagnosed me with chronic migraines. I don't know if there's like an official term for that, but I was just told, you suffer from chronic migraines, you're going to get this for the rest of your life. It's a part of who you are. There's nothing that we can do except for give you these tablets. And the tablets that I was prescribed literally cause birth defects in pregnancy. So they said to me I needed to go on like a form of contraception, and they said the pill would not work because the pill isn't as strong, and it would literally be numbed out by the tablets that I was taking, so that it wouldn't be effective at all. So my only options were the coil, the implant, or the injection, and I asked which one was the best, and they told me to go on the injection. So I went on the injection, and I regretted it immediately after. The first month, while I was on the depot injection, I had no bleeding at all, and I thought, okay, that's good. But then as the second month hit, I was bleeding constantly again. So I decided not to bother getting the depot injection redone, simply because I'd read a lot of bad things about it, and I just didn't like how it was affecting my body, not only hormonally but like emotionally as well. So I decided to come off that tablet or injection, whatever you want to call it. And then the bleeding just continued and continued. And then this year, I was referred to have more bloods done, and I come back normal. Then I was sent for an ultrasound, and I did an internal and abdominal ultrasound, and they said that they found a cyst on my ovary. And the doctor says for me not to worry, because he said it was basically just going to pass on its own. And then, still having all these issues, they literally decided that they was going to get me to do more swabs and get my smear done at the same time. I literally got the results back from them about a week ago, and they all were normal. So then I told my doctor, oh, well, you need to refer me to a gynecologist because something isn't right. This is happening to my body. Okay, I'm not bleeding every single week now. I'll literally have a period. The past 2-3 months, it's literally been like I've not bled for a month, and then I started bleeding again. Kind of like what you do with a normal period, but last month the period just gone basically. My period was a week late, and I thought I was pregnant, and turns out I wasn't. My period just was a week late, but it lasted for 11 days instead of it lasting like 5 days to 7 days. It lasted 11 days. So obviously you can tell there's something wrong with my body, but they physically can't find anything wrong. So if I move on to something that I've been dealing with for years. So since about the age of 19, I have been getting a lot of problems with my chest. I struggle to breathe sometimes. I have heart palpitations and all that kind of stuff. It was mainly the breathing and feeling like I was choked that started this symptom. Obviously the doctor at the time literally referred me to have all tests on my heart and everything come back normal. So I was then referred to a breathing clinic, and all that come back normal. So I was discharged and never did anything further. So after that, I just thought, okay, maybe I'm just like imagining this or whatever. And it didn't seem to bother me that much after that, but it was still there. And then I had my daughter, and then after my daughter, it definitely got worse. Then I started to get the heart palpitations. My heart just seemed slower 1 minute, and the next it would go bump, 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 bump. So I was finally referred to a heart specialist. Yeah, I was referred to a heart specialist, and that's who I seen Monday, just gone, and it is currently Friday. And he says to me that he wants to do so many tests on me to find out what could be causing these problems for me. But he mentioned that I could have a thyroid problem. So if I have something wrong with my thyroid, he reckons it might be like an overactive thyroid. Overactive thyroid can literally cause so many symptoms, and one of the symptoms that having a problem with your thyroid can cause is infertility problems. So if that is what the cause is, then obviously I've got an understanding to why I'm not conceiving, why I'm not ovulating and everything like that. And then if I can get that diagnosed, then I can hopefully get pregnant. I know it doesn't seem that straightforward, but that's what I'm hoping. If not, then I have to have so many other things tested. I've got to have an echocardiogram. I've got to have other tests, like they want to put me on a treadmill to see how my heart responds to exercise. Yeah, I have a lot of things coming up, but I just wanted to share with you that quick story, and I'm really hoping that I get that big fat positive soon. I want nothing more than my little girl to have a brother or a sister, and just to have like a new little sibling and a new baby in the family would just be amazing. And I I get so upset, like, when people get pregnant and they don't want the baby, or they got pregnant by mistake and they don't want a child, and then there's so many people out here who want a baby and they can't get pregnant. But like, obviously that's each to their own. Like, I understand that motherhood, parenthood isn't cut out for everybody, so I don't judge anybody for making that kind of decision. But I just hope that all of us mothers out there that are trying to conceive, that it happens for us soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you've got any like suggestions on things I could take to try and help my fertility speed up, then I'd be truly grateful. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.